Hello, friends, and welcome back to Stories About Entitled People. Sounds miserable. Seriously, how does a human being become like that? Imagine having a healthy, happy child, raising it, and then turns out to be a walking lump of stress, yelling profusely at employees. Jeez. So don't forget to subscribe to our channel if you're new here and turn on notifications so you don't miss a new video every single day. Here we go. You told me to do it. I have a lot of stories in this fast food place. This is about the same assistant manager who always made me work extra. She usually always sticks me in the front to take orders in the lobby instead of drive-thru, which is fine with me. I don't really mind where I am. She never puts the other girls in lobby because they don't want to, and she's very biased. So while it got a bit slow, I decided to stock some items, straws, napkins, boxes, sauces, etc. While I'm in the back getting the items, she's yelling for me from her crusty old chair. OP, go clean the lobby since it's slow. Sweep and mop, and it better be spotless. Take the trash out too, and wipe the tables. Check the bathrooms. First of all, you don't have to yell, and second of all, there's two other girls standing around in the front. I'm trying to stock everything before another rush happens, and you want me to drop it and go out to the lobby? Fine. So I take my broom, mop, and towel and go to clean the lobby. There's still 3 or 4 people at the tables eating, and we're not allowed to sweep or mop near them since they're eating. So I just wiped the tables and headed to check the bathrooms. When I got back inside the kitchen, the assistant manager said, "You finished already? That was too damn fast. You better have cleaned everything. Everything's off the floors and no crumbs under the tables." I explained to her that there were customers still eating and that it'd be rude to sweep by their feet, so I was going to wait until they left. She got really mad. "No, sweetie, you need to keep the lobby clean. You're not new to this, don't act dumb. Go out there and pick everything up. Get on your hands and knees if you have to. We need to keep the lobby spotless. Hurry, and don't come back until everything's clean." And that's exactly what I did. I went out there with my broom and dustpan and started sweeping. I tried to do it around the edges, further away from people. I'd be debated if the dust and trash got blown upwards onto their foods. So I was carefully sweeping when the assistant manager starts yelling again, telling me to hurry up and that I'm doing it way too slow, calling me names, and just being very rude and unprofessional in front of the customers. I just tried to get the big pieces off the floors as quickly as I could, while apologizing profusely at the customers. When I went back to the kitchen to put my cleaning items back, there was a line of customers in the front wanting to speak with the assistant manager. They were all angry at the customer service. They demanded their money back and wanted replacement food because I was sweeping near them. The drawer was short, so the assistant manager had to pull money out of her pocket to even the till out. It was about $35. "You told me to sweep while they ate. That's exactly what I did. You told me to do it." And our second story. "You hide the new cars in the back. I saw it online." I work in a car dealership and have recently been promoted from move them to whatever department they're needed in that day to full-time salesman. We constantly have to tell people that certain vehicles haven't been released yet or that they don't even exist. Today, a woman and her 20-something son came in and walked right up to me and immediately started barking orders. EM, entitled mother, her son, me, SM, service manager. EM. "Pull up the 2021 F-150 Titanium, red, leather." Me. "I'm sorry, ma'am, the 2021 isn't going to be released for a while. We do have some 2019 F-150s here that you can take a look at." EM. "What do you mean you don't have them in? I saw online that they're on sale." Me. "They aren't released yet, ma'am. If you're set on the 2021, though, I can set an email notification that'll let you know the second we get them on our lot." Son. "My friend drives a 2019, so I need a 2021. Me. 2019's definitely a good one. It's a popular choice among young men. Has a good towing capacity as well." Son. "You have 2020s out for other cars. Why don't you have a 2021? Me. "We usually release vehicles for the corresponding year. Our designers take the time to make sure everything's just right and perfect for our customers." EM. "Don't effing lie to me. I've read the articles on how you hide the new releases in the back and F around with them. Then you take your sweet butt time milking money out of us with the old ones." Me. "I promise you that's not the case. We usually learn from the same sources that you do and everything will be officially released." EM. "I need to think this over. Where's your restroom?" I point her to the restroom and she takes her son along. I spend the next minute or so logging the conversation. Suddenly, I hear one of our service techs over the PA, "Can we have a salesman come to the shop immediately?" It takes a second to register, but I soon realize what has happened. Our restroom's located in the same hallway as the door to the shop, which is labeled with a big sign saying employees only. I sprint to the shop, only to see EM walking around screaming at the techs to tell her where we hide the trucks while Son is chilling by the door. The techs have no idea how to respond and are doing their best to keep her away from the vehicles that are being worked on. I run over to her and start to panic, thinking that she might get hurt. After all, we were surrounded by heavy machinery and she was strutting around like she was on the sales floor. Me: "Ma'am, please come back up to the sales floor. It's very dangerous back here." EM: "We pay our tax dollars to fund this. I have more rights here than you do." Me: "Ma'am, please listen to me. I need you to come back up front." EM: "Why? Because you're scared I'll expose your lies?" At this point, the service manager had made his way into the back. He's a no-nonsense kind of guy and looked like he was about to drag her out by her collar. SM: "Ma'am, customers are not allowed back here. I need you to follow your sales associate up front, or I'll have to inform the police. You're trespassing." EM: "And who the F do you think you are?" SM: "I'm the service manager. It's my responsibility to ensure that our employees work in a distraction-free environment. And you screaming is a definite distraction." EM: "Then tell me where the 2021 F-150s are." SM: "They're not out yet." "Please go up front or I'll have you removed by the police." EM: "How about you F off and stop lying? I'm not stupid." EM then tries to walk past him, only for him to step in front of her. SM: "This is your last warning, ma'am. Go back up front or I'm calling the police." EM: "You would lose a sale because you won't admit you're wrong?" SM pulls out his phone and dials 911. As he begins talking to the operator, EM runs back up front, Son trailing behind. They get in their car and drive off, scraping another customer's car in the process. I thank SM for saving my butt and decide to take an early lunch to calm down, knowing I have to file a heat case report once I get back. So far, we haven't heard anything from her, and hopefully we don't get any complaints. But we'll just have to see. Update: we managed to get her license from the security cameras. Police set out a warrant. We also learned that she went to both of our sister stores and tried to pull the same thing, but they caught her sneaking around before she could get to the back. GM is currently trying to press charges for trespassing and hit and run. It's officially out of my hands. And our next story: I want your manager. I work in retail, so naturally I can contribute more than a single story, but this is the most recent. On this particular occasion, a customer had found an item without a price tag. I realize this can be mildly irritating, especially if one's in a hurry. Typically, I'll settle for an item that may be worth a bit less than the original item if it's taking too long to find an actual price match. This usually results in the customer purchasing the item, realizing I've done them a favor, and leaving happy to return another day. But not this woman. I found a couple more of the same items she'd brought me, all missing their prices as well, meaning I wouldn't have an exact price match to scan because this was an error made before the shipment was moved to the floor. I'd have to make a ticket for the items instead. She was already more irritated than the situation called for, and it can take a decent amount of time to find the correct information in our system, so I decided to just grab an item worth less to help her out the door. Nope. She immediately complained that it wasn't the same item and that there's no way the original item was worth that much. I very politely explained that we'd had these items before and I knew how much they went for and that she was actually getting a really good deal. She was an absolute effing idiot. A word I don't typically like to use when describing people, as I'm prone to stupid moments myself. But despite the many ways I tried to explain to her that it was a good deal, she did not grasp that this was me trying to do her a favor. She only got more upset with me with every way I tried to phrase it, and it became apparent that she was legitimately just too stupid to understand the situation. Finally, she asked to speak with my manager, and I couldn't help but giggle. I literally laughed out loud and had to choke back the spasms to continue. With the widest, most genuinely maniacal smile I've ever shown another person, I simply said, "Right away, ma'am, just a moment then," and went off to get my manager, taking all the untagged items with me to the office as well. It was against policy to leave them on the floor once they were discovered, after all. I quickly explained the situation to my manager, who went to speak to her, Meanwhile, I did my job and created the appropriate ticket for the items. She ended up getting angry at him too and asked for the highest manager at the store. By the time she'd completed her rant with them, I had finished the tickets and placed the items back on the floor right in front of her, giving her another smile. She took one look at the tags I'd just stuck to the merchandise and fumed her way out the door. And our last story. Neighbors get mad at me because they trespassed. So there are several families of Canadian immigrants that live by the lake near my house. Each family has 2 to 10 kids. They're pretty much all jerks. For example, they'll constantly walk in the middle of the street, single file, as slow as possible. So earlier today, I went outside my house when I see one of the families sitting in my front lawn letting their kids eat from my garden. This is normal behavior for them, and I'm tired of dealing with them, so I just ignore them. But as soon as I try to walk across my front lawn, they scream at me for being too close to their kids, like, WTF, you're the ones trespassing on my lawn. I'm just taking out the trash. I don't want to hurt your children. I would, however, love to strangle your freakishly long neck. But that's not what I did. I called the police and filed a complaint for trespassing, and now they're not allowed on my property. Hey guys, thank you all for watching the video. I'll see you in the next one.